Good evening, everyone. It is your Madam Money class. I am Tarra Jackson, aka Madam Money, and I am so excited to be with you all this evening. We are going to have an awesome time. Again, everybody's graduating from high school and college. It's that season. May is the time. What better time than to talk about ways to save for college? Last week, we talked about ways we could get the secrets to scholarships and Ashley Hill's book, The Ultimate Guide for Funding and Winning More Money for College Now is still the book of the week. So make sure, hey there, Monica, we are now going to talk about fun ways to save for college, because even though you can get some free money out there, sometimes we have to have some skin in the game. Sometimes our kids have to have some skin in the game so they understand and appreciate that education so they don't fail out and lose all of our money. I'm just saying. It helps to have skin in the game, but we want them to have fun doing it. We don't want this to be a burden. We don't want it to be a burden for ourselves. So I decided to get the one guy in the world that I know that makes saving for college super fun. And you're like, who is this dude? Who is he? Guess where I found him? I found him on social media. That's where I find all of my favorite friends, right? Social media. And he was participating with me on my Twitter chats. And then come to find out he's a super guru and a founder of this amazing company that helps people save for college in a fun way. And you can even find it in Toys R Us. How does that even work? How does that even work that you can find a product where you can save for college at a toy store? I have the best Facebook and Twitter friends ever, but we're going to have a good time tonight. I am so excited to introduce everyone to my Facebook friend, Mr. Wayne Weber. Hey, woo, woo.
Hi, Tara.
Hey, honey, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Good. I haven't hugged you since September at FinCon.
Yeah, FinCon, that's right. And it was a big hug, too.
I know, where money nerds unite.
Yes. Fun. We have fun, though. Money
That's
nerds
right.
have fun.
Money nerds have lots of fun, and we drink an awful lot. But we learn and do a lot, too. So thank you so much for joining me this evening. I really appreciate you. I see Nadine out there hanging out with us. So, hey, Nadine.
Hi, Nadine.
We're going to talk about the gift of college, but I want the world to know a little bit more about you and why you are so freaking amazing and so worthy to talk about this topic. So, Wayne, tell the world a little bit about you, how you started your business and all of that.
Sure. Well, it's one of those things where you come up with an idea for a personal reason. I'm from the Midwest. I grew up just outside Chicagoland. I have a big family, 8 nieces and nephews. Met my high school sweetheart, there, and we're still married today. We've been married for 16 years and together for 27 years. Unbelievable. But yeah, Michelle, my wife, and I, we moved to San Diego, California, or Southern California, from Chicago many years ago. And one year I went to give my nieces and nephews a few bucks for college instead of the traditional, item my sisters didn't want them having gift that I was traditionally, giving them. And it was hard. It was super hard to give them money for college. So we went down this long endeavor of making it easy and fun and simple to help people give.
That is so exciting, because we're going to talk about how you created or invented this awesome product. I'm just so excited to do that. But the topic of today is fun ways to save for college, because most adults, most people find it very painstaking, or, that's just something that I'm supposed to do, something I have to do. And it's not necessarily a fun thing. You don't think when you want to have fun, let's save for college. That's not one of the top 10 fun things to do. But we're going to make this one, we're going to help people to want to make this one of the top fun things to do. That's not only going to help their family, but improve their financial lifestyle, and improve the lifestyle of their children as well. So let's get right down to the questions. The first question that I have for you, does it even make sense to involve kids in the process of saving college? I mean, they really have no money anyway, but is it really realistic, or should we really involve the kids in that process?
Two parts. One, from the beginning, once a kid understands what money is and the power of money, and we all know they figure it out pretty early, right?
Mm-hmm, absolutely.
Once they know that, telling them that you're saving that or you want them to have that for college, it makes them 7 times more likely to go to college. So even regardless of involving them, regardless of directly involving them in the saving part, just telling them that this powerful thing, money, we're applying that for you because we believe in you and we think you should go to college, it's going to make an impact. And then secondly, heck yeah, we should get them involved from day one. Financial literacy, financial education is something that, we could so much improve on. And it starts young. It starts from as soon as that kiddo knows what money is, you better teach them the power of it because, you can do a lot of great things with it. And as you speak about, and I follow you on, on Facebook, you talk often a lot about the negative things you could do with money. So, it's keeping positive and smart education. So the short answer is yes. Get them involved as soon as you can. Because I think it makes them that much more, tied to it. They're tied. They own it. You own it. If they're giving some of their, Lego dollars towards college, they have to own that college.
Their Lego dollars. I love it. So what are some fun ways to get them involved with the college saving process, especially when they're really, really young?
I think the same things that we're trying to do in schools. And I know that doesn't sound fun, but it can be, performance and attendance at school. There's rewards they're building out around this and incentives. And I think you could do the same thing. It's kind of like an allowance. You don't do your chores right around the house. You don't get your dollars. Well, if you don't, do X, Y, Z right at school, you don't earn this extra chunk of money into your dollars. And then obviously we talk all the time about crowdfunding. Gift of College is a gift registry. We'll talk about it later, but obviously the idea of getting, Auntie Tara involved in saving for college and whatnot, and, other people involved. I think it can be fun. We go out and raise millions of dollars every year at the Girl Scouts selling cookies. The idea of raising a few dollars for your future, I think can be fun. And I think it could, that's that skin in the game part on the kids' part.
Wayne, that's a very good point. We teach our children how to go, I'm not going to say beg. We teach them, though, how to go ask the world for money to sell products, to raise money for the PTA, for the school, right, for the Girl Scouts. But we never explain to them the significance or how to leverage that skill set to ask people to contribute to their educational future. And I think that, selling cookies is great, but if I can sell some cookies, and shout out to the Girl Scout cookies, they're the best cookies right in the world, okay? Shout out to them. But if they can sell cookies, then they can sell people on, donating or not donating, contributing to their higher education, Right. I had a couple kids at the church that, they ask money to go on this mega trip to another country or whatever. But I've never had a child, come to me and say, hey, will you contribute to my college education? How powerful would that be if they leverage that skill set for that? Absolutely.
And, it's involving from the schools to your places of employment, too. So, kids can come in. I've seen many times where kids come into businesses to take their orders for their cookies and whatnot. But, I'm thinking ahead. I'm thinking someday those kids are going to be in student loan debt, and hopefully they're going to tag that employer to help them with that in the future too.
Oh yeah. We got to talk about that. Yeah. Let me write that down. Yeah. Ask employer. I teach that when I talk about the art of negotiating salaries or salary negotiation.
Sure.
One of the salary negotiations is, do they have a program to help you pay off your student loan debt? So they'll have tuition reimbursement, but do they have a program to help you offset or pay off your student loan debt? That is a salary negotiation. That's going to be one of my classes that I teach. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So what are some ways that we can incentivize our teens? Because our teens are the closest ones getting ready to go to college. They're the ones that know how to spend the best.
Right.
But what are some ways to incentivize, that is a word, incentivize our teenagers to have some skin in the game for their educational future?
You know, I love the idea, and I love it for the employer thing too. Matching. Hey, you know what? You have a birthday coming up, or you have this summer job you're doing, and you can do XYZ that, you know, maybe do a great performance and earn $1,000. If you take $1,000 and put it into your college savings 529 plan, mom and dad will match it. Just like you ask an employer to match into your retirement savings, same thing
Right.
to 529 in the future. So I'm always about laying down the money. It's about the money.
Right.
So, and again, from a little kid on, that, you know, by teenager, they definitely understand what that is. And, you know, it's not just the incentive, Tara, it's again, financial education. So putting in context from the teen to that next step, a graduate knowing what a car payment is, and knowing that maybe if I save for school ahead of time and make some smart decisions early, that's my real incentive, because I can have a car payment later instead of a student loan payment.
Right.
So
Right.
just understanding, you know, dollars and cents, I think is incentive in itself. But the fun ways, I think, are matching. I think, you know, getting your friends and family involved, get creative.
Mm-hmm.
Again, at our gift registry, we see quite often on a birthday over a weekend or a graduation season like this season, where you have, you know, somebody on the registry that gets 50 different gifts ranging from $25 to $500. And next thing they know, they have either thousands of dollars to pay down their student loan or thousands of dollars, you know, into a 529. So, you know, getting creative and coming up with some things like that.
That is so awesome. So this is what I just thought of, right? This would be an awesome opportunity to begin the process of teaching kids how to, the importance of saving for their future. So if you're going to match them for their 529 plan or for any type of college tuition, you are beginning the foundation of teaching them the significance of saving for their retirement and why they should contribute to their 401k plan, which we're talking about next week. I'll tell you more.
Sure.
So if you can teach them, hey, if you put in this amount of money for your college, I am going to match you. That's free money. So when they hear the concept of the 401k, the 403b, the 457, when they hear those, they understand the concept of matching. So
Right.
they're going to want to contribute to that 401k plan in their 20s because they now know the art of free money. That was good.
The art of free money.
You are so awesome. I love this. Okay. So yeah, you're not only, you know, incentivizing the teen to save for their educational future, you're now laying the foundation of how they can continue to save for their future and understanding that logic. Because most teens don't really get it. They don't understand why they need to contribute now because they think they have a whole lot of time. But they're missing out on free money. The power of free money.
Yes. And, you know, a lot of free money from the contributions you can bring, but the interest.
Yes,
this is a 529. This is about making
interest.
interest on your money for 18 years, hopefully, before you go off to college, and not paying tax on that in a 529. So, and again, the earlier, and I know we're talking from the little ones to the teens, the earlier that these kids know money, and we know because they start asking for stuff, and then they know it takes money to get it. As soon as they make that connection, you tie it to education and believing in them, and then start giving them those incentives.
So how early should a parent start contributing to their children's college education?
Immediately. There's no time better than you know, the present. So the day you have your social security number for your new baby is the day you can have that beneficiary named for your 529. Mm-hmm. You know, you got to think you have 18 years to save before college starts. And you go into these goofy college savings calculators that we even have one off of our website, and they scare the heck out of you because you plug in the numbers and you find out 18 years from now, it looks like college is going to cost me $300,000. But you can't get discouraged. You have to start. So,
look, I'm just going to do the math here because I'm out of money. money, numbers, math. Okay.
Yeah.
So if my child is just born, right, and
Yeah.
I decide to contribute $25 a week,
Yep.
times 52, right?
Right.
$25 a week, that's $1,300, right? Times 18. I've saved, and this is not dealing with any compound interest or anything. I've
Right.
saved $23,000.
Right. And now you throw the magical words compound interest into that mix. And then you have 23,000 you put in, and then you have another what? You can do the math.
You can do the math because you put it in
that is interest free.
and if you put it in a cool 529 plan, like the one we're going to talk about, or you put it anywhere else that earns some interest, you're going to earn compound interest. And what's compound interest? Compound interest is principal, and then you earn the interest. Then the next month you earn principal, and then the interest, and more interest because you're earning interest on top of the interest and the principal. The next month you earn interest on the principal and the interest and the interest, and it keeps going and going. So you make interest on the interest plus the principal compounded over 18 years. Even if you started, they're 5 years old, starting at 10 years old, we're just saying save something sooner. Remember my hashtag. Start saving something sooner. Yeah, I love it. Okay, so tell me, what are some fun ways to get your family and friends involved with saving for your child's education? Like, how can I get my friends, my Facebook friends, my Twitter friends? How can I get Wayne involved in saving for my child's education?
Sure. And, I don't want to steal the thunder, jump ahead right to what Gift of College is, but crowdfunding. Ask your aunts, ask your uncles. You know what? Just speaking in gift, the language of gift, everybody wants to give a gift to somebody and they want to give the right thing. We all go to the store. We all go to the, I have little Sally's birthday. What would she like? What do I get her? Everybody wants to give something of meaning. Mm-hmm. So that's the way you crowdfund your education, and the people that are giving to you, they want to give you something of meaning anyway. It's a happy marriage. So it's really about, that's the fun way. The fun way is, using traditional crowdfunding, sending out something on Facebook, a note on Facebook that says, hey, on my graduation party for my 8th grade graduation, cool, don't bring me, cash. I want to deposit to my 529 plan.
And have it come from the child, not you, because,
Yeah, the child, or, the parent can do it too.
We can do it. Parents can do it, but reality is, adults don't like just giving money away to adults. They just don't.
Oh, it's about giving to the child.
But they will give it to the kids. So it's very rarely that an adult will say no to a child, especially if it's for a good cause. So one of the ways to do this, especially if you're going to send the email out, send it out in your child's voice. Have them write out a little letter. You can help, coach them along within the process, but have it in their voice and make it sound like it's the child's idea. Will you please, instead of buying me a gift or whatever, will you please contribute to that? I think that's a great way for, you want to give your kids Christmas gifts, but you have to, and I believe that you have to include things like this a part of Christmas gifts so they get excited about it as well. Oh my gosh, look how much you've saved for college. So if you don't make it exciting for them when they're little kids, it's not going to be exciting for them when they're 16, because now all they're used to getting is stuff. We want to not only get investing exciting, savings exciting, but we want to get the free college education, paid for college education, no student loan debt, for education. No debt. I used to do this training for credit life and credit disability on loans. And I used to say no naked loans, cover them bad boys up with some protection, right? So I want no student loan debt. And the best way we can do this is not only finding the scholarships, because not every child is going to get scholarships. So we have to contribute and save. And me as a single mom, or you as a single mom or a single parent, you may not be able to save everything for your your child's education. So sometimes it does take a village. And the crowdfunding idea is awesome. It is so classic to help you with that. I won't say a burden, to help you with that investment. that investment is something special. And so when other people have an invested interest in your child's education, they're going to be excited when they go to college. They're going to be excited when they graduate from college. They're going to be excited for the rest of that child's life. You're involving them in the life of that child. So I think that's awesome.
And, you know, I've said this a couple times already, but I'll throw it out there again. Employers now are starting to, you know, not only do student loan repayment, but they are investing in 529s. There is legislation right now on Capitol Hill for matching, just like we got, you know, employers got tax incentives to give matching into retirement. Same sort of things are coming down the pipe for 529. So we've seen some growth in that. And it sounds like it's at least 10% of employers now are doing some sort of thing around saving for college, including 529 plans for their employees, or offering payroll deduction into those, or offering, you know, some gifting or matching into it as well.
That is so awesome. So what are some fun ways to include the family and friends? We talked about that, you know, doing for Christmas. Do you have any other fun ways to include that? I know we're quick to give out the wedding registry, but, you know, we're not so quick to give out some form of child education registry, right?
Right.
So is that even possible? Can we do that? Create a registry for our child so people can contribute to the registry?
So yeah, that's really what Gift of College is and does. At giftofcollege.com, you register yourself or your child. You link your 529 or your student loan account, and then you have this registration page live at giftofcollege.com that, with the click of a button, you know, and a credit card or debit card, you can give a gift into any of those 529s or student loan accounts. And then obviously the gift card is an extension of that. You know, the gift card, where that becomes an extension of the registry. And, you know, that's, again, back to my nieces and nephews, or when we first started talking, the reason I built the company, the idea was just making it easy and fun. Mm-hmm. Registry, like you just talked about, a crowdfunding platform. You know, I think it should be easier to ask for money for college than anything else.
Right.
You know, I've seen so many little kiddos in my life run up to me and, I want this game for my PlayStation. You know, they could ask for that. Simple. Right. I'd give them double down if they'd ask for money for college. So, yeah, that's a big part of it.
So we talked about some fun ways. So let's clarify a few things. You know, help us understand, what is a 529 plan? Most people may not really understand what it is, but what is a 529 plan, and what are some pros and cons to it?
Right. So a 529 plan is a tax-advantaged way to save for college. And what that really means is 529 is this tax code, right, and it allows you to put money away for college into this investment product. And all the growth, all the interest that you earn over the years that you save is tax-free. It will never be taxed as long as you use those dollars for college expenses, which is books, tuition, room and board, computers, you know, essentially almost all the things you need for your time at college. Right. They get a little confusing, which is why, you know, I'm glad more and more people like yourself are bringing it up, because they shouldn't be. They're confusing because almost every state has one, but the reason they do that is over 30 states give additional tax advantages for using their 529 if you're a resident of that state. Okay. So really, you know, if you don't know what a 529 plan is, but you do know what a retirement or a 401k plan is, we're talking something similar. It's a tax advantage way to save for something. Right. And 529 is specific for college. Again, you can save tax-free, and I recommend anybody, you know, looking into them, check your state first to see the advantage your state gives, because often that tax advantage is enough of an additional benefit to make that your plan. Mm-hmm. So, you know, the pros and cons, I've given you most of the pros. Mm-hmm. The only real con, and it's not much of a con, is the dollars do need to be used for college. Mm-hmm. So if you take the money out and you go buy a new TV and a new game system, you're going to pay a penalty on the interest that you earned. So that's your penalty. That's the only real con. If you don't use the money, let's say your child doesn't go to college, You could use it yourself for any post-secondary education. Mm-hmm. You can transfer it to another beneficiary. Or like I said, you can take all of your money back. You lose none of your principal. And you pay a tax on your gain, which any other investment you have, you pay a tax on your gain anyway. So Tara, there's not many cons to using a 529 to save for college for your kid. There's really not.
Right. And so, and one of the things, because of course I'm an insurance agent, and we have a either, it's a good thing, but we have other options or whatever. But 529 plans are really awesome, especially if you know your child's going to college. Now, even if your child says, you know what, Mom, I'm not going to go to college or whatever, the fact that you can convert it to someone else who is going to college, right? You can change the beneficiary or whatever to another family member, right?
Right. Exactly.
So now you pretty much have a gift registry to somebody else, or your grandchild, or maybe, your niece or your other child or whatever. So there's always someone that's going to go to college. But, 8 times out of 10, your child is more than likely probably going to go to college.
And you know what? We keep saying college, and I say it a million times a day talking about 529, but it's really not college. It's higher education. Oh. So you want to go to a trade school. You want to go to art school. You want to go to cooking school. You want to go to school overseas. And that may not be
dealing with educational and education, right?
Accredited schools.
As long as it's accredited education. So if it's fashion school, like, the arts or whatever, you can use it towards that. And not a lot of people know that. They think that you have to go to a university or a college. But if you are going to a fashion school and it is accredited school, you can use that 529 money there.
Trade school certifications, all sorts of things that, a $529 are going to be able to be used for, just like a college or university. Absolutely. And I'll stress, often it's parent. Often it's mom that says, kid's not using these dollars. I'm going to go learn a new career, a new profession,
Ooh, I like that. So even if your child says, Mom, I'm just going to go on a band and go around the tour, I'm not going to go to college, you can be like, you know what, forget you. I'm going to go get my master's. I'm going to finish my education. Yes. And you can use that money you saved up for them for you. Ooh,
yes,
how about that?
Yes, you can.
Oh, how about that? But, one of my clients, that happened to one of my clients where he saved up. He did a 529, saved up for, well, no, he didn't use the 529, but he saved all this money up for his son to go to college. And his son decided he didn't want to go to college. He decided he wanted to be an entrepreneur, but he was going to do the HVAC certification, because he did research and he could make more money working on people's air conditioners and heating systems than he could in the field that he was going to go to school for. And so he decided to go there and get his certification, and it was accredited, and he was able to use that money for that. And he started his own business, his HVAC business, and he's doing really, really well. But he didn't take the traditional route for that. Later on, he decided to go back to school, but it's because he could and he could contribute to it. But initially, he decided, he did some research and was like, Dad, I can make more money being an HVAC man than, trying to do this.
Can we talk about that for a minute versus what you just said, like the traditional route? Mm-hmm. I think it's so important that kids and young adults find their thing and find their path and what they want to do. You don't necessarily have to go to the traditional route. The traditional route for me would have been going to university straight out of high school. I didn't do that. I went to community college first because it saved tens of thousands of dollars. Mm-hmm. And I picked a university that was within 60 miles of our house, because I knew that, we're residents of the state of Illinois. Mm-hmm. So this, we'll pay in-state instead of going to some other cool schools that were other places, made a decision around finance. So it's not always the traditional. And the young man you're talking about, I don't know him, but at the end of the day, he went some untraditional routes, could have used 529 money, ended up getting an education, not from a traditional college, but in a craft that he's probably going to make more money than most of his peers. He's going to do fantastic. Mm-hmm. So it's really about again, going all the way back to that financial education that we start, when they're little, it makes for these great decisions down the road, because you can so easy today. I promise you, it is so easy to, once you get the good grades, it is so easy to go and take out $150,000, $200,000 in debt and get a job making $29,000 a year at the end of it. That is, I'm sorry, that's very simple to do today. And that's why we're $1.4 trillion in student loan debt.
Absolutely.
So making those smart decisions and maybe not going that traditional path, maybe going some other paths, that's smart thinking.
I wish there was more people that talk to students about, don't go to college to try to get a job. Go to college to create jobs.
Yes.
Look at the untraditional ways to get education, the untraditional ways to become entrepreneurs. You don't have to just be an employee. You can learn how to be an employer. Now, yeah, you want to be an employee to learn the skill sets, but your ultimate goal is to contribute and maybe be an employer, because there's so much talent out there with these young kids. And you do get caught up where you get, I'm still very bitter about my student loan debt. I'm very, 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 very bitter. Still very bitter. But,
are you bitter about your student loan debt?
Just a lot. A lot. Bitter. Sorry. Flashback. Just saw my student loan debt statement. Okay. So, but I lost my train of, see what you did? No, I'm just kidding. So, some of these kids, like you said, they come out here with hundreds and thousands of debt. They're professional students. They got their master's degree, got their doctorate. Now they're in $400,000, $200,000, $300,000 in student loan debt. And even, one of my girlfriends, even with a doctorate degree, she was having a hard time trying to find a job because no one thought that they could afford her. And she was like, I just want to pay my bills, dude. I'm at a point, I just want to pay my bills. But
right.
Because she had all of this education and invested and put all this money in student loans and all this education, she couldn't even get a job because the people thought that she wanted too much money or they couldn't afford her. So, kids are out there, they're settling for pay that they can barely afford to pay their student loan debt, let alone survive.
Yeah, it's true. And, that we talked about, again, we started this whole thing is around fun and incentive.
Oh, yeah,
and I forgot. But it all boils down to you have to do these incentives that involve the people that can make a difference, like employers, again, and then making those right decisions. That PhD is great and all if you have a plan to come out of it and, a path that you feel is probable you can go down. Mm-hmm. But again, to come out of school with, $80,000 in debt and be pretty confident that you don't even know you'll have a job out of it, you really, it's all about life. And like you said, I also agree. You don't have to go about it looking for a job. It doesn't have to be about that. But you do need to make some decisions when you're going to involve that amount of money. It's going to affect you for the rest of your life, and you're going to be angry like Tarra. So you don't want to go there. But yeah, that's the key.
Very, very bitter. Okay, sorry. Okay, let's get back to the fun things. I'm getting pissed. Okay, so fun things. So do you have schools that utilize, or because I thought this would be a really fun thing, to have schools to utilize this as a fundraiser for kids where, it'd be so cool if we had a PTO. I know they're always trying to find ways to raise money for the PTO or raise money for the school. But if they did something like that to include the PTOs or the PTAs, to include this in the schools, especially in the elementary schools. Has anyone ever approached you or talked to you about that? Or is that in the future? Or was that just my great idea?
No, well, it is a great idea. You know who does it is the 529 Visual State 529 plans. And they do partner up with us to do things like that. For example, in California, California's 529 plan Scholar Share does quite a bit with PTOs within the state. They do summer reading programs where they have camps and reading programs. They do all sorts of promotions and whatnot to get, kids and California residents particularly involved in, using gift cards for promotions, and some of the things that we do is very much a part of what they can do. So we're doing that in a few states.
Cool. Now, how can people tell us about the gift cards? What's the gift cards all about? And then
Sure.
how can I get the gift cards, or can I do them online, or where do I go to get them?
Right. So remember, Gift of College is a gift registry for your 529 or student loan. Lets friends and family contribute, click of a button, or friends and family can give you a Gift of College gift card, which is redeemable only at giftofcollege.com. It's redeemable only into what you could redeem it at giftofcollege.com, which is only a 529 or student loan provider payment. Okay. And then those cards are available on our site at giftofcollege.com. They're available at some of the 529 plan provider sites, like California ScholarShare has them on their site.
Okay.
Wisconsin EdVest has them. Connecticut has them, with their program Chet. But recently we have launched, last November, we launched nationally at Toys R Us and Babies R Us. So these Gift of College gift cards are in every Babies R Us and Toys R Us across the nation. And then additionally, again, we do have them coming to some other retailers. So we've shipped them into Texas, for example, into H-E-B stores. They're coming to Fred's locations, which I'm sure, being from Georgia, you're familiar with Fred's and Fred's pharmacies throughout the South will be there. And then we're also coming to Best Buy nationally later this year.
Oh,
yeah. So,
another reason for me to go to Best Buy.
Right. Now you could go in and get a TV, and you could get a recent graduate pay down their student loan debt.
See, there you go. So when y'all, you know what, I think that's so awesome for the Toys R Us or Babies R Us. Let me tell you why. One of my girlfriends and I went to lunch, and she was like, oh, after we go to lunch, I have to go to Babies R Us because I have to get, something for this baby shower I have to go to, right? I think that is the most awesome gift ever to give someone at a baby shower. To not only give a gift, but also get a gift card for the new baby.
Agreed.
At the baby shower.
Agreed. And you know what? We see it a lot. We see our gift cards picked up a lot for that. We see them bought a lot for that, for showers. It's baby showers. Virginia, for Virginia 529 is one of the larger 529 plans in the nation. They do a really, really cute commercial around there. They have like a mascot, but the mascot is sitting around at like all these women at this baby shower. And it's the one guy, he's a mascot, and he's so excited about his gift. And his gift he gives was a deposit into your Virginia 529 plan. And everybody was so excited. But it's something that the showers are. It's all about that gift registry for the shower. Give the gift of college and give that gift card. And that's why I think Toys R Us and Babies R Us is a perfect partner for us.
Yes.
You go to major retailers for everything. You go to Toys R Us or Babies R Us for a kid. So it's definitely a good fit for our cards to
that makes savings for college so much fun. Because when you think of Kids R Us, Toys R Us, Babies R Us, that's a whole bunch of fun. You know what I'm saying? You go there because you want to get toys or gifts or something, and it just oozes fun, right?
It does.
So better place to have Gift of College.
Right.
There. I think that's so awesome.
And we're so
I foresee that you all are going to be in Walmart. I foresee that you're going to be in Target. That's the way of saying Target. I foresee you being like in all the major outlets, since it's going to be right up in that rack of the gift cards.
Yeah.
You're gonna be one of those gift cards that people can get. So not only can you get the restaurant gift cards, but you can get a gift of college. I'll let you all send me my check later.
All right. Yeah, but that's the way, that's the way it needs to be. People don't know what a 529 plan is. To your point, sell them at Walmart and people will learn what one is.
Oh, they'll learn quick. And even if they don't, they're going to buy it just because it's at Walmart.
Right.
Trust me. Trust me,
Right.
I always say for a spender because, I have to call myself now a former financial fornicator. And that's going to be one of my books, Confessions of a Former Financial Fornicator. Okay. So, it's a spending addiction. I had a spending addiction. I am now a turned minimalist. And I love saving money now. Right. And so, but, a budget was very constricting for me. And so I had to say spending plan because I love spending money. And so what I just decided I was going to do is start spending money in my savings account. So if you have that type of tool that helps to save for a child's educational future in a consumer heavy store, they're going to buy it because they feel like they're spending money, even though it's to save for a child's future education, which I think is absolutely brilliant. Not just because it's my idea. I take the credit a little bit for it, but yeah.
Well, I agree that it is brilliant. No, I'm just kidding. You're brilliant. But you're spending and spending into savings. That's brilliant. I think it's really a smart concept. And when you go back to all the fun stuff and the incentives, for teenagers or young kids, that's exactly what we're talking about. You want to spend money, spend it into this account, and you'll earn this. This will be the benefit. So exactly. Yeah, I love that, Tara. The spending into your savings.
But that's what Gift of College is doing. People are spending the money, so they have that thrill of the transaction. It's just purchasing future education. And so as far as spenders are concerned, we got our thrill of spending the money, of pretty much giving the money away. We're just now giving it or spending it towards a child's future education, which thank you for giving us the outlet to do that. You're so awesome.
You bet. And hi, Lori. We saw your note on there. Thank you.
Yes. Lori has this awesome nonprofit organization called Live Healthy and Thrive Youth Foundation. I have been involved with it, helped her, participate in several ways. She does awesome things with the youth, and she gives out scholarships. So yes, Lori, this is an awesome partnership, especially for your scholarships, to get people to donate towards the scholarships and all of that. Definitely hook up with Wayne, Lori, Wayne.
Hi, Lori. Nice to meet you. Yes, let's touch base. I'd love to see where we could collaborate and make each other even more successful doing what we're doing.
Absolutely. And it's all about the kids. We just love the kids.
Yes.
We just love the kids, even though my kid's 21, but that's okay. I still love the kids.
Of course. Feels good, doesn't it?
Yeah. Oh my God. I thought I wanted another one until my son hit 21. And I was like, yeah, I'm good.
I'm done.
Yeah, I'm good. So Wayne, how can people get in contact with you? How can they learn more about Gift of College? How can they sign up for the registry and get the gift cards? We already said it, Babies R Us and Toys R Us.
Right, absolutely. So that's where you can find the cards. The key with our site is giftofcollege.com. That's the registry. That's where you make your registration. We have some really cool planning and saving for college tools on there now that we've recently put out, where you can learn about 529s. You can compare 529s side by side. Those scary college savings calculators are on there that give you those big numbers. But we have a lot of resources like that. We also have some featured partners that you can link direct to their 529 plans, because Gift of College does not open or sell 529 plans by any means, but we certainly have some partners that we share. Again, would encourage you to look at the plan in your state and see what's going on there. But that's the best place for people to learn about Gift of College. Find me on Twitter at SoulSouls. You can actually email me to contact me direct at wayne@giftofcollege.com too. Awesome.
Wayne, I so appreciate you. And again, I hope to see you soon so I can get another big hug.
Oh, I'm ready.
You're doing some awesome things. So virtual hug.
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay. So thank you so much for coming up with this wonderful idea. You know, the best ideas come from when there's a problem. You're either solving someone else's problem or your problem. And if you have a problem and you're able to solve your problem, I guarantee you there are millions others that probably have the same problem. So you can make millions of money solving problems. So thank you so much for giving us this fun way to save for college. Again, go to giftofcollege.com, learn more about those 529 plans, learn more about Wayne Weber and everything that they're doing out in the universe. And, you know, we're going to push out there, Walmart, Target. Yeah, we're going to see you all out there, right?
Thanks for those good wishes.
Absolutely, Wayne. Thank you so much. I really love you. Now, Wayne is freaking awesome. I love him. And so I want you all to learn more about him. So make sure you go to giftofcollege.com. Make sure you start saving something sooner for your child's future education, for your niece, your nephew, your godchild, whatever. If they're firstborn, baby shower, whatever. Start contributing instead of, you know, giving them $20 that they're going to spend or buying that toy that they're probably not going to have interest in after a month or two. Why don't you get something that can earn compound interest that can be of an asset to them in the future? It's just like saving now is a gift to your future self. Why not give a gift to the future of that child, that special child? So that is our series on college savings and college scholarships. Hope you enjoy it. Next week, we're going to give you the 411 on 401ks. I got my girlfriend, Carrie Pink, your financial stylist, who's going to come in, and we're going to talk about 401ks. What are they? What are the pros? What are the cons? Should you contribute? Does your employer offer it? Do they match? What is matching? Why should I even contribute anyway? How soon should I contribute? How much should I contribute? All those questions are going to be answered at more. So if you want to learn more about all of the Madam Money classes, go to madammoney.com. You can watch the replays. If you are a financial guru and you have something you want to share, go to info@madammoney.com. Connect with me. I would love to have you on the Madam Money class because I'm giving you the insider information about everything dealing with your money. You all, I love you. And there's nothing you can do about it. Oh, yeah. I got to ask, how much money have you spent today? I love y'all. I'll see y'all next Tuesday. Bye.